जब लग मेरी मेरी करे, तब लग काज एक नहीं सरै। जब मेरी मेरी मिट जाए, तब प्रभ काज सवारे आए। ऐसा ज्ञान विचार मना, हर की न सिमरहु, दुख पंजना रहाओ। As long as one keeps saying it's mine, mine, none of the tasks get accomplished. But when such possessiveness is removed from within, then that one God comes and resolves all the affairs. Contemplate on such a spiritual wisdom, O mortal, why you are not meditating in remembrance of Vaheguru, who is the destroyer of pain. Pause. जब लग सिंह रहे बन माहे, तब लग बन फूलै ही नाहे। जब ही सियार सिंह को खाए, फूल रही सगली बन राए। जी तो बूढ़े हारो तिरै, गुर प्रसादी पार उतरै। दास कबीर कहे समझाए, केवल राम रहो लिव लाए। As long as there's a tiger who is living in the forest does not flower, but when the jackal comes and eats that tiger, then the entire forest starts flowering. The victorious are drowned, while the defeated swim across. By Guru's grace, those who cross over are saved. O Kabir, I am your slave and speak and teach this, to remain lovingly absorbed, attuned to the God alone. सतर सै सलार है जाके, सवा लाख पैगंबर ताके। सेख जो कहिए कोट 88, 56 कोट जाके खेल खासी। मुँह गरीब की को गुजरावे, मजलस दूर महल को पावे। रहाओ 33 करोड़ी है खेल खाना, 84 लाख फिरे दीवाना। बाबा आदम को किछ नदर दिखाई, उन भी पिस्त कनेरी पाई। It is said that he has 7,000 commanders and hundreds and thousands of prophets. It is said that he has 88 million sheikhs and 56 million attendants. I am just a meek and poor. What chance do I have of being heard there? His court is so far away, only rare few attain the mention of his presence. Pause. He has 33 million playhouses. His beings wander insanely through 8.4 million incarnations. He bestowed his grace on Adam, the father of mankind, who lived in paradise for a long time. दिल खलहल जाके जरद रूपानी, छोट कतेब करे सतानी। दुनिया दोस रोस है लोई, अपना किया पावे सोई। तुम दाते हम सदा भिखारी, देओ जवाब होए बजगारी। दास कबीर तेरी पन्है समाना, पेस्त नजीक राख रहे माना। Those beings whose hearts are disturbed, their faces become pale, they have forsaken their Bible and practicing satanic evil. One who blames this world and remains angry with people shall receive the fruits of one's own actions. O Vaheguru, you are the great giver. I am forever your beggar at your door. If I were to deny you, then I would be a worse sinner. Slave Kabir has entered your shelter. Keep me near you, merciful God. That is heaven for me. सब कोई चलत कहत है ऊहाँ, ना जानो बैकुंठ है कहाँ। रहाओ आप का मर्म न जाना, बात नहीं बैकुंठ बखाना। जब लग मन बैकुंठ की आस, तब लग नाही चरण निवास. Everybody is speaking of going over there, but I do not even know where is that paradise. Pause. One who has not even known the mystery of one's own self is speaking of heaven, but this is only a talk. As long as this mortal keeps hoping for heaven, he will not dwell at Vaheguru's feet. खाई कोट ना परल पगारा, ना जानो बैकुंठ द्वारा. कहे कबीर अब कहिए काहे, साध संगत बैकुंठ आहे. Heaven is not a fort which has moats and ramparts and walls plastered with mud. I do not know what heaven's gate is like, says Kabir. Now what more can I say? The Satsangat, the company of the holy, is heaven itself. क्यों लीजे गढ़ बंका पाई, दोवर कोट और तेवर खाई. रहाओ 5-25 मोह मद मत्सर, आधी परबल माया. जन गरीब को जोर न पहुँचे, कहा करो रघुराया. काम की वारी दुख सुख दरवाने, पाप पुण्य दरवाजा. क्रोध प्रधान महाबड़ दुंदर, तह मन मवासी राजा. How can a beautiful fortress be conquered, O siblings of destiny? It is surrounded by double walls and triple moats. Pause. It is defended by 5 elements, the 25 categories of attachment, pride, jealousy, and the awesomely powerful Maya. The poor mortal being does not have strength to conquer it. What should I do now, O God? Wanton desire is the window, pain and pleasure are the gatekeepers, virtue and sin are the gates, anger is the great supreme commander, full of argument, and this mind is a rebel king there. स्वाद सनाह टोप ममता को, कुबुद कमान चढ़ाई. तिसना तीर रहे कट भीतर, यूं गढ़ लियो न जाई. प्रेम पलीता सुरत हवाई, गोला ज्ञान चलाया. भ्रम अगन सहजे पर जाली, एक है चोट सिझाया. सत संतोख लैलरने लागा, तोरे दुए दरवाजा. साध संगत अर गुर की कृपा, ते पकड़ो गढ़ को राजा. Their armor is the pleasure of taste and flavors. Their helmets are the attachments, and they take aim with their bows of corrupt intellect. The greed that fills their hearts is the arrow. With these things, their fortress is impregnable. But I have made divine love the fuse, and the deep meditation the bomb, and I have launched the rocket of spiritual wisdom. The fire of God is lit by intuition, and with one shot the fortress has been taken. Taking truth and contentment with me, I have started to battle and storm both the gates. In Satsangat, company of holy, and by Guru's grace, I have captured the king's fortress. भगवत पीर सकत सिमरन की, कट्टी काल पै फांसी. दास कमीर चढ़्यो गढ़ ऊपर, राज लियो अभिनासी. With the army of devotees of Vaheguru and the Shakti power of meditation, I have snapped the noose of the fear of death. Slave Kabir has climbed to the top of this fortress and have obtained the eternal, imperishable domain. गंग गुसाइन गहर गंभीर, जंजीर बांध कर खरे कबीर. मन न डिग्गै तन काहे को डराए, चरण कमल चित रह्यो समाए. रहाओ गंगा की लहर मेरी टूटी जंजीर, मृगशाला पर बैठे कबीर, कहे कबीर को संग न साथ, जल थल राखन है रघुनाथ। The Ganga, the mother Ganga, is so deep, tied up in chains. They took Kabir there, but Kabir's mind was not shaken, and the body was not afraid at all. His consciousness remained immersed in lotus feet of Vaheguru. Pause, the waves of Ganges. We broke his chains, and Kabir was seated on a deer skin. Says Kabir, I have no friend or companion on the water and on the land. The God is my protector. पैरों कबीर जियो अष्टपदी कर दूजा, एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद। अगम दुर्गम गढ़ रचियो बास, जा में जोत करे परगास। बिजली चमकै होए आनंद, जय पहुड़े प्रभु बाल गोबिंद। एहो जियो राम नाम लिव लागै, जरा मरण छूटै ब्रह्म पागै रहाओ। The God has created a fort beyond mortal's concept of body and mind, where he abides himself, and his light shines forth brilliantly. This light shines with more brilliance than the lightning, even resulting in the bliss of God's saints, as God is perceived residing there with all his glamour and charm. When this human being inculcates the love of Vaheguru's true name in one's heart, then one is relieved of all the wanderings, including the fear of death or old age. Pause. अबरन बरन स्यो मन ही प्रीत, होमे गावन गावे गीत। अनहद शब्द होत चुनकार, जय पौड़े प्रभु श्री गोपाल। खंडल मंडल मंडल मंडा, त्रय स्थान तीन त्रय खंडा। अगम अगोचर रहे आभ अंत, पार न पावे को तरनी तरमंत। कदली पुहप तूप पर घास, राज पंकज मह लियो निवास। द्वादश दल अब अंतर मंत, जय पौड़े श्री कमलाकंत। People who talk of high or low caste are laboring under the effects of their egoism, but people imbued with the love of God sing the praises of Vaheguru. The unstrung music of nature is heard by such Guru-minded people who have love for Vaheguru in their hearts. The God who is the creator of all religion of the universe and could destroy all three worlds or three-pronged Maya, who is beyond the comprehension of man's senses, abides within such a heart which has inculcated love for Vaheguru. But no person on this earth has been able to gauge the greatness or vastness of Vaheguru's secrets. The heart which is embellished with true name, like the fragrance of flowers of banana tree or the flowers of lotus plant, such a person enjoys the bliss of God's presence within his heart, like the lotus flower with 12 petals. अर्ध उर्ध मुख लागो कास, सुन मंडल में कर प्रकाश। ऊहा सूरज नाही चंद, आद निरंजन करय आनंद। सो ब्रह्मंड पिंड सो जान, मान सरोवर करे स्नान। सोहन सो जाको है जाप, ताको लिपत न होए पुन और पाप। He is like the sky stretching across the lower, upper and middle realms. In the profoundly silent celestial realm, he radiates forth. Neither the sun nor the moon are there, but the primal, immaculate God celebrates there. Know that he is in the universe and in the body as well. Take your cleansing bath in the Mansarovar lake and chant, Soham, he is me. He is not affected by either virtue or vice. अबरन बरन काम नहीं छाम, अवर न पाए गुर की शाम। टारी ना टरै आवे ना जाए, सुन सहज मह रयो समाए। मन मधे जाने जे कोए, जो बोले सो आपे होए। जोत मंत्र मन स्थिर करै, कह कबीर सो प्राणी तरै। He is not affected by either high or low social class, sunshine or shade. He is the Guru's sanctuary and nowhere else. He is not diverted by any diversions or comings or goings. Remain intuitively absorbed in the celestial void, one who knows the God in the mind. Whatever he says comes to pass, one who firmly implants his divine light and his mantra within the mind. Says Kabir, such a mortal crosses over to the other side. कोट सूर जाके परगास, कोट महादेव आर खभिलास। दुर्गा कोट जाके मर्दन कराय, ब्रह्मा कोट वेद उचराय। जो जाचो तव केवल राम, आन देव स्यो नाही काम। रहाओ कोट चंद्र में करहे चराक, सुर 33 जीवै पाक। नवग्रह कोट ठाडे दरबार, धर्म कोट जाके प्रतहार। There are millions of suns that shine for Vaheguru. There are millions of Shivas in Kailash mountains. There are millions of Durga goddesses massaging his feet. Millions of Brahmas are there who are chanting the Vedas for him. When I beg only from that one God. I have nothing to do with any of these deities. Pause. Millions of moons are twinkling in the sky. 330 million gods are there to eat Vaheguru's offerings. The 9 stars, millions time over, they are standing at his door. Millions of righteous judges of dharma are his gatekeepers. Pavan कोट चौबारे फिरै, बास कोट सेज बिस्तर है। समुंद कोट जाके पानी हार, रोमावल कोट ठारे पार। कोटक मीर परै भंडार, कोटिक लक्ष्मी करै श्रृंगार। कोटिक पाप पुण्य बहु हिरै, इंद्र कोट जाके सेवा करै। 56 कोट जाके प्रतहार, नगरी नगरी खेत अपार। लठ छूटी वरतै बिकराल, कोट कला खेलै गोपाल। कोट जग जाके दरबार, गंधर्व कोट करहै जयकार। विद्या कोट सभै गुण कहै, तव पार ब्रह्म का अंत न लहै। 52 कोट जाकै रोमावली, रावण सेना जहते छली। 66 कोट बहु कहत पुराण, दुर्योधन का मथ्या मान। कंदर्प कोट जाकै लवै न तरहै, अंतर अंतर मन साहर है। कह कबीर सुन सारंग पान, दे अभय पद मांगो दान। Millions of winds are blowing around him in all 4 directions. There are millions of serpents that are preparing his bed. Millions of oceans are his water carriers. 18 million loads of vegetation are his hair. Millions of treasures are filling his treasury. There are millions of Lakshmis who are decorating themselves for him. There are millions of vices and virtues that look up to him. There are millions of Indra gods who are serving him. 56 million clouds belong to him. In each and every village there is infinite fame of his. Wild demons with dishevelled hair, they move about. The god plays in countless ways. Millions of charitable feasts are held in his court. Millions of celestial singers are celebrating the victory. Millions of education systems are there singing his praises. Even so, the limits of Supreme God cannot be found. Rama with millions of monkeys conquered Ravan. Billions of Puranas greatly praise him. He humbled the pride of Duryodhana. Millions of gods of love cannot compete with him. He steals the hearts of mortal beings. Says Kabir, please hear me, O Vaheguru, the God of the world. I beg for the blessing of fearless dignity. पैरों पानी नाम देव जियो की कर पहलाई कुमकार सतगुर प्रसाद रेजे बा करो सतखंड जामना उचरस श्री गोबिंद रंगीले जेबा हर कैनाए सुरंग रंगीले हर हर त्याए रहाओ. O my tongue, I will cut you into hundreds of pieces if you do not chant the name of Vaheguru. O my tongue, remain imbued with Vaheguru's name. Meditate on the name of that God, Har Har, and imbue yourself with this most excellent color. Pause. Mithya jeva bre kam निर्बाण पद एक हर को नाम. असंख कोटन पूजा करी एक न पूजस नामे हरि. प्रणवे नाम दियो एहो करना अनंत रूप तेरे नारायणा. पर तन पर दारा पर हरि ताके निकट बसै नर हरि. जो ना भजन्ते नारायणा तिनका मैं ना करो दर्शना. रहाओ. O my tongue, all other occupations are fake. The state of nirvana comes only through Vaheguru's name. The performance of countless millions of other devotions do not equal even one devotion to the name of Vaheguru. Praise Namdev, this is my occupation. O Vaheguru, your forms are endless. One who stays away from others' wealth and others' belongings, the God abides near such people. Those who do not meditate and vibrate on Vaheguru, I do not want to see them. Pause. जिनके भीतर है अंतरा जैसे पस तैसे हुए नरा. प्रणवत नाम देव ना कहे बिना ना सो है 32 लखना. Those whose inner beings are not in harmony with Vaheguru, they are nothing more than the animals. Praise Namdev, a man without a nose does not look handsome even if one has 32 beauty marks. दूध कठोरे गडवै पानी कपल गाय नामे दुहे आनी. दूध पियो गोबिंद राय दूध पियो मेरो मन पत्याए. नाही ताकार को बाप रिसाए. रहाओ. सोइन कटोरी अमृत भरी लैना में हर आगे तरी. एक भगत मेरे हृदय बसै नामे देख नारायण हसै. दूध पियाए भगत कर गया नामे हर का दर्शन भया. Namdev milked the brown cow and brought a cup of milk and jug of water to his family god. Please drink this milk, O my dear God. Drink this milk and my mind will be happy. Otherwise my father will be angry with me. Pause. Taking the golden cup, Namdev filled it with the ambrosial milk and placed it before the god. The god looked upon Namdev and smiled. This one devotee abides within my heart. He drank the milk and devotee returned home. And Namdev came to receive the blessed vision of Vaheguru's darshan. मैं बौरी मेरा राम पतार रच रचता को करो श्रृंगार. भले निंदो भले निंदो लोग तन मन राम प्यारे जोग रहाओ. बाद विवाद काहू स्यो न की जय रसना राम रसायन पी जय. अब जी जान ऐसी बन आई मिलो गोपाल निशान बजाई. उस्तत निंदा करे नर कोई नामे श्रीरंग पेटल सोई. O people, slander me well, my body and mind, they are united with my beloved God. Pause. Do not engage in any arguments or debates with anyone. With your tongue, savor the God's sublime essence. Now I know within my soul that such an arrangement has been made, and I will meet with my God by the beat of the drum. Anyone can praise or slander me. Namdev has met the God now. कभू खीर खांड कियो न पावै, कभू कर कर टूक मंगावै, कभू कूरन चने बिनावै। ज्यों राम राखे त्यों रहिए रे भाई, हर की महिमा किछ कथन न जाई। रहाओ कभू तुरे तुरंग नचावै, कभू पाए पन हियो न पावै, कभू खाट सुपेदी सुआवै, कभू भूम प्यार न पावै। पनत नाम देव एक नाम निस्तारै, जय गुर मिलै तह पार उतारै। Sometimes people do not appreciate milk, sugar, and ghee. Sometimes they have to beg for bread from door to door. Sometimes they have to pick out the grain from the chaff. As the God keeps us, so do we live, O siblings of destiny. The God's glory cannot be described. Pause. Sometimes people prance around on horses. Sometimes they do not even have shoes for their feet. Sometimes people sleep on cozy beds with white sheets. Sometimes they do not even have straw to put down on the ground. Namdev prays only the name of God can save us. One who meets the Guru is carried across to the other side. हस्त खेलत तेरे देहुरे आया, भगत करत नामा पखर उठाया। हीनड़ी जात मेरी जाद मिराया, छिपे के जन्म काहे को आया। रहाओ लय कमली चलियो पलटाए, देहुरै पाछै बैठा जाए। ज्यों ज्यों नामा हर गुण उचरै, भगत जना कौ देहुरा फिरै। ज्यों ज्यों नामा हर गुण उचरै, भगत जना को देहुरा फिरै। O Vaheguru, I came to your temple laughing and playing. While Namdev was worshipping and meditating, he was grabbed and driven out. I am a low social class, O Vaheguru. Why was I born into the family of fabric tires? Pause. I picked up my blanket and went back to sit behind the temple. As Namdev uttered the glorious praises of God, the temple turned around to face God's humble devotee. पैरो नाम देओ जियो कर दूजा, एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद। जैसे भूखे प्रीत नाज, त्रिखावंत जल सेती काज। जैसी मूढ़ कुटुंब परायण, ऐसी नामे प्रीत नारायण। नामे प्रीत नारायण लागे, सहस भाई भयो बैरागी। रहाओ जैसी पर पुरखारत नारी, लोभी नर तन काहतकारी। कामी पुरख कामनी प्यारी, ऐसी नामे प्रीत मुरारी। As the hungry person loves food and the thirsty one is obsessed with water, and as the fool is attached to family, just so the God is very dear to Namdev. Namdev is in love with the God. He has naturally and intuitively become detached from this world. Pause. Like the woman who falls in love with another man, and the greedy man who loves only wealth and other women, just so Namdev is in love with the God. साई प्रीत जे आपे लाए, गुरु प्रसादी दुबिधा जाए। कभू न टूटस रहा समाए, नामे चित लाया सच नाए। जैसी प्रीत बारे कर माता, ऐसा हर सेती मन राता। प्रणवे नाम देव लागी प्रीत, गोविंद बसै हमारे जीत। That alone is a real love that God Himself has inspired. By Guru's grace, dualities is eradicated. Such love never breaks through it. The mortal remains merged in the God. Namdev has focused his consciousness on the true name. Like the love between the child and mother, so is my mind imbued with the God. Praise Namdev, I am in love with God. The God of the universe abides within my consciousness. करकी नार त्यागे अंधा पर नारी स्यों काले तंदा जैसे सिंबल देख सुआ बिगसाना अंत की बार मुआ लपटाना पापी का कर अग्नि माहे जलत रहे मिट वै कब नाहे रहाओ हर की भगत न देखे जाए मार्ग छोड़ मार्ग पाए मूलों फूला आवे जाए अमृत डार लाद बिख खाए. The blind fool abandons his own wife of his own home and has an affair outside. He is like the parrot who is pleased to see the symbol tree but in the end dies and gets stuck in it. The home of sinner is on fire. It keeps burning and the fire cannot be extinguished. Pause. He does not go to see where the God is being worshipped, abandons the path of God and takes a wrong path, forgets that primal God and is caught in the cycle of reincarnation, throws away the ambrosial nectar and gathers poison to eat. ज्यों सवा के परय अखारा कापर पहर करे शिंगारा पूरे ताल निहाले सास वाके गले जम का है फास जाके मस्तक लिखियो कर्मा सो पज पर है गुर की सरना कहत नाम देओ विचार इन बिद संतहु उतरहु पार. Such a person is like a prostitute who comes to dance wearing beautiful clothes decorated and dances to the beat exciting the breath of those who watch her, but the noose of messenger of death is around her neck. One who has good karma recording on one's forehead hurries to enter Guru's sanctuary, says Namdev. Consider this, O saints, this is the way to cross over to other side. संडा मड़का जाए पुकारे पड़े नहीं हम ही पछहारे राम कहे कर ताल बजावे चटिया सब है बिकारे राम नामा जपिबो कराए हृदय हर जी को सिमरन तराए रहाओ बसुधा बस कीनी सब राजे बिनती करे पटरानी पुत्र प्रहलाद कहा नहीं माने तिनको औरे ठानी. Sunda and Marka went in complete to the king Harnakash. Your son does not read his lessons. We are tired of trying to teach him. He is chanting the name of God and claps his hands to keep beat. He has spoiled all other students too. He is chanting Vaheguru's Naam and he has enshrined meditative remembrance of God within his heart. Pause. Your father is the king. He has conquered the whole world, said mother, the queen. O Prahlad, O my son, why you not obey your father? He has decided to deal with you in another way. दुष्ट सभा मिल मंत्र पाया कर सहयोध कनेरी गिर तर जल ज्वाला भय राख्यो राजा राम माया फेरी काढ़ खड़ग काल पै कोप्यो मुह बताओ जो तुह राखे पीत पिताम्बर त्रिपवन तणी थंब माहे हर पाखे हरनाकस जिन नखे बिदार्यो सुर नर किए सनाथा कहे नाम देव हम नर हर त्यावें राम अभय पद दाता. The council of all the bad people met and they resolved to send Prahlad into the life hereafter. Prahlad was thrown off a mountain into the water and into a fire, but that God saved him by changing the laws of nature. Harnakash thundered with rage and threatened to kill Prahlad himself. Tell me, who can save you now? Prahlad answered, the God, the master of three worlds, is contained even in this pillar to which I am tied. The God who tore Hiranyakashipu apart with his nails, proclaimed himself as the supreme god of all the gods and men, says Namdev. I meditate on him, the man-lion, the giver of fearless dignity. सुल्तान पूछे सुन बेनामा, देखो राम तुम्हारे कामा, नामा सुल्ताने बाधिला, देखो तेरा हर बीठला रहाओ, बिस्मिल गौ देहु जीवाए, नातर गर्दन मारो ठाए, बादशाह ऐसी क्यों हुए, बिस्मिल किया न जीवै कोए, मेरा किया कछु न होए, कर है राम होए है सोए, बादशाह चढ़े हो अहंकार, गज हस्ती दीनो चमकार, रुदन करे नामे की माए, छोड़ राम की ना पझे खुदाए. The Sultan, the king, said, Listen, O Namdev, let me see actions of your God. The Sultan, the king, arrested Namdev and said, Let me see your God. Pause, bring this dead cow back into life, otherwise I'll cut your head here and now. Namdev answered, O king, this cannot happen. No one can bring the dead back to life. I cannot do anything by my own actions. Whatever that God does, that alone happens. But the arrogant king was enraged at this reply, and he incited an elephant to attack Namdev. Namdev's mother began to cry, and she said, Why don't you abandon your God Ram and worship his God Allah? ना हो तेरा पंगड़ा ना तू मेरी माए, पिंड पड़े तो हर गुन गाए, करेग जिंद सुंद की चोट, नामा उबरे हर की ओट, काजी मुल्ला करे सलाम, इन हिंदू मेरा मलया मान, बादशाह बेनती सुने हो, नामे सर पर सोना ले हो, माल ले हो तो दो जग परो, दीन छोड़ दुनिया को परो. Namdev answered, I am not your son, you are not my mother. Even if my body dies, I will still sing the glorious praises of God. The elephant attacked him with his trunk, but Namdev was saved, protected by the God. The king said, The Qazis and Mullahs bow down to me, but this Hindu has trampled my honor. The people pleaded with the king, Hear our prayer, O king. Here, take Namdev's weight in gold and release him. The king replied, If I take this gold, I'll be sent to hell by forsaking my faith and gathering worldly wealth. पाँवों बेड़ी हाथों ताल, नामा गावे गुन गोपाल, गंग जमुन जो उल्टी बहे, तो नामा हर करता रहे, सात कड़ी जब बीती सुनी, अजो न आयो त्रिपवन तणी, पाखन तण बाज बजा लिया, गरुड़ चढ़े को बिंद आयला, अपने भगत पर की प्रतपाल, गरुड़ चढ़े आए गोपाल, कहे तय तरण इकोटी करो, कहे ता लेकर ऊपर तरो, कहे ता मुई गौ देव जियाए, सब कोई देखे पति आए, नामा प्रणवय सेल मसेल, गौ दुहाई बछरा मेल, दूधे दुह जब मटकी भरी, ले बादशाह के आगे तरी. With his feet in chains, Namdev kept the beat with his hands, singing the praises of God. Even if the Ganges and Jamna rivers flow backwards, I will still continue singing praises of God. 3 hours passed, and even then the God of the three worlds had not come. Playing on the instrument of feathered wings, the God of the universe came, mounted on the eagle Garura. He cherished his devotee, and the God came mounted on the eagle Garura. The God said to him, If you wish, I shall turn the earth sideways. If you wish, I shall turn it upside down. If you wish, I shall bring the dead cow back to life. Everyone will see and be convinced. Namdev prayed and milked the cow. He brought the calf to the cow and milked her. When the pitcher was filled with milk, Namdev took it and placed it before the king. बादशाह महल में जाए, औकट की कट लागी आए, काजी मुल्ला बिनती फरमाए, बख्शी हिंदों में तेरी गाए, नामा कहे सुनो बादशाह, यह किछ पतिया मुझे दिखाए, इस पतिया का ये परवान, साच सील चालो सुल्तान, नाम देव सब रहा समाए, मिल हिंदू सब नामे पह जाए, जो अब की बार न जीवे गाए, ता नाम देव का पतिया जाए, नामे की कीरत रही संसार, भगत जना ले उतरया पार, सगल कलेस निंदक भया खेद, नामे नारायण नाही पेद. The king went into his palace and his heart was troubled through the qazis and the mullahs. The king offered his prayer, "Forgive me, please, O Hindu, I am just a cow before you." Namdev said, "Listen, O king, have I done this miracle? The purpose of this miracle is that you, O king, should walk on the path for truth and humility." Namdev became famous everywhere for this. The Hindus all went together to Namdev. If the cow had not been revived, people would have lost faith in Namdev. The fame of Namdev spread throughout the world. The humble devotees were saved and carried a cross with him. All sorts of troubles and pains afflicted the slanderer. There's no difference between Namdev and the God. Kare tuja jo Gurudevta milai murar, jo Gurudevta utre par, jo Gurudevta baikunt tarai, jo Gurudevta jivat murai, sat 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 Gurudev, chut 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 aan sab sev, rahao jo Gurudev na naam dirave, जो गुरुदेव ना दे दिसतावे, जो गुरुदेव पंच ते दूर, जो गुरुदेव नमरी बहुचूर. It's by the grace of Divine Guru that one can meet with the God. It's by the grace of Divine Guru that one can be carried across to other side. By the grace of Divine Guru, one can swim across to heaven. And by the grace of Divine Guru, one can remain dead while yet alive. True is that Divine Guru enfolds his all other services. Pause. When the Divine Guru grants his grace, the name of God is implanted within. When the Divine Guru grants his grace, one does not wander in 10 directions. By Divine Guru's grace, the 5 demons are kept away. When Divine Guru grants his grace, one does not die regretting. जो गुरुदेव अमृत बानी, जो गुरुदेव कथ कहानी, जो गुरुदेव अमृत देह, जो गुरुदेव नाम जप लेह, जो गुरुदेव पवन त्रय सूझै, जो गुरुदेव ऊंच पद भूझै, जो गुरुदेव शीस आकाश, जो गुरुदेव सदा साबास, जो गुरुदेव सदा बैरागी, जो गुरुदेव पर निंदा त्यागी, जो गुरुदेव बुरा भला एक, जो गुरुदेव लीला ठहे लेख. When the Divine Guru grants his grace, one is blessed with ambrosial Bani of the world. When the Divine Guru is benevolent, one speaks the unspoken speech. When the Divine Guru is benevolent, one's body becomes like ambrosial nectar. With the benevolence of Divine Guru, one is able to utter and chant the name of God. When Divine Guru grants his grace, one can see the three worlds. When Divine Guru is benevolent, one can understand the state of supreme dignity. With the benevolence of Divine Guru, one's head is in the Akashic ethers. When Divine Guru grants his grace, one is congratulated everywhere. Jo Gurudev Sada Bairagi, Jo Gurudev Par Ninda Tyagi, Jo Gurudev Bura Pala Ek, Jo Gurudev Lila Tahe Lekh, Jo Gurudev Kand Nahi Hirai, Jo Gurudev Dehura Firai, Jo Gurudev Ta Chapar Chai, Jo Gurudev Sehaj Nikasai, Jo Gurudev Taat Satnaya, Jo Gurudev Tan Chakra Lagaya, Jo Gurudev Ta Dwadas Seva, Jo Gurudev Sabhay Bikh Meva. When the Divine Guru grants his grace, one remains detached. When Divine Guru is benevolent, one forsakes the slandering of others. When the Divine Guru is benevolent, one looks upon good and bad as alike. When Divine Guru bestows his grace, one has good destiny written on the forehead. When Divine Guru grants his grace, the wall of body is not eroded. When Divine Guru grants his grace, the temple turns itself towards the mortal. When the Divine Guru bestows his grace, one's home is constructed. When the Divine Guru grants his grace, one's bed is lifted up out of the water. When the Divine Guru grants his grace, one bathes in 68 sacred shrines of pilgrimage. When the Divine Guru grants his grace, one's body is stamped with the sacred mark of Vishnu. When the Divine Guru grants his grace, one has performed the 12 devotional services. When the Divine Guru bestows his grace, all poison is transformed into fruit. Jo Gurudev ta sansar tootai, Jo Gurudev ta jamte chootai, Jo Gurudev ta paujal tarai, Jo Gurudev ta janun na marai, Jo Gurudev 8-10 व्यवहार, जो गुरुदेव 18 पार, बिन गुरुदेव अवर नहीं जाई, नाम देव गुरु की शरणाई. When the Divine Guru grants his grace, skepticism is shattered. When the Divine Guru grants his grace, one escapes from the messenger of death. When the Divine Guru grants his grace, one crosses over the terrifying world ocean. When the Divine Guru grants his grace, one is not subject to the cycle of reincarnation. When the Divine Guru grants his grace, one understands the rituals of the 18 Puranas. When the Divine Guru grants his grace, it is as if one has made an offering of the 18 loads of vegetation. When the Divine Guru grants his grace, one needs no other place of rest. Namdev has entered the sanctuary of the Guru. पैरों बाणी रविदास जीव की कर दूजा एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद, बिन देखे उपजय नहीं आसा, जो दिसै सो हुए बिनासा, बरन सहित जो जापे नाम, सो जोगी केवल नेह काम, पर छय राम रवै जो कोई, पारस परसै दुविधा ना होई. Rahau. Until someone has seen something, the yearning for it does not arise. Whatever is seen is temporary and passes away. Whoever chants and praises the name of God, is the true yogi, free of desire. When someone utters the name of God with love, it is as if one has touched the philosopher's stone. One's sense of duality is eradicated. Pause. सो मुन मन की दुविधा खाए, बिन द्वारे त्रैलोक समाए, मन का स्वभाव सब कोई करे, करता होए सो न भय रहे, फल कारण फूली बन राए, फल लागा तब फूल बिलाए, ज्ञाने कारण कर्म अभियास ज्ञान भया तह कर्मे नास कृत कारण दध मथै सयान जीवत मुकत सदा निर्वाण कह रविदास परम बैराग हृदय राम की न जपस भाग। He alone is the moon, the silent sage who destroys the duality of mind. Keeping the doors of one's body closed, one merges in the court of three worlds. Everyone acts according to the inclinations of the mind. Attuned to the Creator God, one remains free of fear. The plants, they blossom to produce fruit, and when the fruit is produced, the flowers wither away. For the sake of spiritual wisdom, people act and practice rituals. When spiritual wisdom actually comes, then these actions and rituals are not needed and are destroyed. कृत कारण दद मथै सयान जीवत मुकत सदा निर्वाण कह रविदास परम बैराग हृदय राम की न जपस भाग। For the sake of ghee, wise people, they churn milk. Those who are Jivan Mukta, liberated while yet alive, they are forever in the state of nirvana. Says Ravidas, O unfortunate people, why are you not meditating on the God with love in your heart? Namdev, आओ कलंदर केसवा कर बदाली पेसवा रहाओ जिन आकाश कुल्हे सिर कीनी कौसै सपत पयाला चमर पोस का मंदिर तेरा यह बिद बने गोपाला छपन कोट का पहन तेरा 16 सहस इजारा पार 18 मुदगर तेरा सहनक सब संसारा देही मह जिद मन मौलाना सहज निवाज गुजारै बीबी कौला सौ कायन तेरा निरंकार आकारै भगत करत मेरे ताल छिनाए कह पह करो पुकारा नामे का स्वामी अंतर्जामी फिरे सगल बेदेसवा। O God, O Keshav with beautiful hair, you have come in the form of the Abdali mendicant, Sufi saint, whom I offer my welcome in my heart. Pause. O God, may you visit me. You wear the cap of 7 skies on your head and make the 7 Netherlands as your footwear. O Vaheguru, all the beings are like your abodes as you pervade everywhere. O God, protector of this universe, this whole world with human beings belongs to you, as you are omnipresent and your form is really beautiful. O God, Keshav, your robe is comprised of 56 crore types and your entourage consists of 16,000 beauties. The whole vegetable world is like the motor and the whole world is like your earthen vessel. O God Almighty, my body is like the mosque and my mind the mullah, while my stable mind is like saying your prayers. O God, Master of the universe, this whole worldly falsehood, Maya, is at your service like a maid servant. O God, Kalandar, you only were responsible for my turning out of the shrine while doing your worship by the higher caste Brahmins, but whom should I approach with my supplications? O Namdev, my true master is omniscient, knowing everyone's inner feelings and pervades all over the world on different countries, being omnipresent. राग बसंत महला पहला कार पहला चौप दे दत्त के एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरपाऊ निर्वैर अकाल मूरत अजूनी से पंगर प्रसाद माह माह मुँह रखे चढ़िया सदा बसंत पर फड़ चित समाल सोए सदा सदा गोबिंद बोलिया हो में सुरत विसार हो में मार विचार मन गुण विच गुण लय सार रहाओ कर्म पेड़ शाखा हरि धर्म फुल फल ज्ञान पत परापत छाव कणी चुकाओ मन अभिमान. Among all the months, the blessed one is when the spring comes, blossoms forth. O my consciousness, blossom forth, contemplating the God of universe forever and ever. O ignorant mortal, forget your egotistical intellect, subdue your ego, and contemplate on one God in your mind, gathering the virtues of the sublime, virtuous God. Pause. The karma is the tree, Vaheguru's name are the branches, dharmic faith are the flowers, and spiritual wisdom is the fruit. Realization of one God is the leaves, and eradication of the pride of mind is the shade. अखी कुदरत कन्नी बाणी मुखाखण सच नाम पत का तन पूरा हुआ लागा सहज ध्यान महारुति आवड़ा विखो कर्म कमाए नानक हरे न सुखई जे गुरमुख रहे समाए. Whosoever can see Vaheguru's creative power with one's eyes and hears the Guru's Bani with one's ears, utters the true name with one's mouth, attains the perfect wealth of honor, and intuitively focuses on the meditation of Vaheguru. The months and the seasons come, see and do your deeds, O Nanak. Those Gurmukhs who remain merged in one divine God, they do not wither away, they remain green forever. Mahalla pehla basant रुत आयले सरस बसंत माहे रंग राते रभय से तेरे चाहे किस पूज चढ़ावो लगाओ पाए तेरा दासन दासा कहो राय जग जीवन जुगत न मिले खाए रहाओ तेरी मूरत का बहुत रूप किस पूज चढ़ावो दियो धूप तेरा अंत न पाया कहा पाए तेरा दासन दासा कहो राय. This season of spring is so delightful. It has come now. Those who are in love for you, O Vaheguru, they chant your name with great happiness. Who else should I worship? At whose feet can I bow? I am the slave of your slaves, O my God King. O life of this universe, there is no other way I can meet with you. Pause. You have only one form, and yet you have countless forms. Which one should I worship? Before which one should I burn incense? Your limits cannot be found. How can anyone find them? I am the slave of your slaves, O my God King. तेरे 60 संबत सब तीर था तेरी गत विगत नहीं जानिए अनजानत नाम वखानिए नानक विचारा क्या कहे सब लोक सलाहे एक से सिर नानक लोका पाव है बलिहारी जाओ जेते तेरे नाव है. The cycles of years and the places of pilgrimages, they are all yours, O Vaheguru. Your name is the true one, O transcendent God. Your state cannot be known, O eternal, unchanging, one divine. Although you are unknown, still we chant your name. What can we do, O Nanak? Everyone praises that one divine God. O Nanak, I place my head on the feet of such people. I am sacrificed to all of your names, as many as there are. बसंत महला पहला सोने का चौका कंचन क्वार रूपे की आकारा बहुत विस्तार गंगा का उदक करंते की आग गरुड़ा खाना दूध स्यों गाढ़, रेमन लेखे कभू न पाए, जाम न पीजे साच नाए रहाओ, 10 लिखे होवे पास, चारे वेद मुखागर पाठ, पूर्वी नावे वरना की दात, व्रत नेम करे दिन रात. The kitchen is made of gold and the cooking pots are also made of gold. The lines marking the cooking's care are made of silver. The water is from Ganges river and the firewood has been purified. The food is soft rice cooked in milk. O my mind, these things are worthless if one is not drenched with the true Naam. Pause. One may have the 18 Puranas written in one's own hand. One may recite the 4 Vedas by heart and take ritual baths at holy festivals and give charitable donations. One may observe the ritual fast and perform religious ceremonies day and night. काजी मुल्ला हुवे सेख, जोगी जंगम पगवे पेख, को गिरही कर्मा की संध, बिन भूजे सब खड़ियस बंध, जेते जी लिखी सिरकार, करनी ऊपर हो सार, हुक्म करे मूरख का वार, नानक साचे के शिफ्त पंडार. One may be Qazi or Mullah or Sheikh, a yogi or a wandering hermit wearing saffron-colored robes. One may be a householder working at one's job, but without understanding the sense of devotional worship. All people are bound and gagged and driven along with the messenger of death. Each person's karma is written on forehead. According to their deeds, they are judged. Only the foolish and the ignorant issue commands. O Nanak, the treasure of praise belongs to the true God alone. बसंत महला तीजा, वस्त्र उतार दिगंबर होग, जटा तार क्या कमावे जोग, मन निर्मल नहीं 10वें द्वार, प्रम आवे मूढ़ा वारो वार, एक त्याहो मूढ़ मना, पार उतर जाहे एक खिना रहाओ, सिमृत शास्त्र करहै वख्याण, नादी बेदी पढ़ै पुराण, पाखंड दृष्ट मन कपट कमाहे, तिन खैर मैया नीड़ नाहे. A person may give up wearing clothes and remain naked. What yoga does a person practice by giving up clothes and by tangling their hair? If the mind is not pure, what use it is to hold the breath at the 10th gate? The fool wanders and keep wandering, entering the cycle of reincarnation again and again. Meditate on one God, O foolish mind, and you shall cross over the other side in an instant. Pause. Some recite on Simritis and Shastras, some sing the Vedas and read Puranas, but they practice hypocrisy and deception with their eyes and minds. The God does not even come near them. जेको ऐसा संजमी होए, क्रिया विसेख पूजा करे, अंतर लोभ मन बिख्या माहे, ओय निरंजन कैसे पाहे, कीता हुआ करे क्या होए, जिसनो आप चलाए सोए, नदर करे ता परम चुकाए, हुक्मे भूजै ता साचा पाए, जिस जियो अंतर मैला होए, तीरथ पवै दिसंतर लोए, नानक मिलिय सतगुर संग, ताउ पव जल के टूटस बंध. Even if someone practices a discipline, compassion and devotional worship, if one is filled with greed and one's mind is engrossed in corruption, how can one find that great God? What can be done by this being who is created by the God himself? When the God himself moves him, if the God casts his glance of grace, then only one's doubts are dispelled. If the mortal realizes the hukum of God's command, then one obtains the true God. If someone's soul is polluted from within, what is the use of traveling to sacred shrines or pilgrimages all over the world? O Nanak, when one joins the society of true Guru, then the bonds of the terrifying world ocean are broken. बसंत महला पहला सगल पवन तेरी माया मोह मैं अवर नदी से सर्व तोह तू सुर नाथा देवा देव हर नाम मिले गुर चरण सेव मेरे सुंदर गहर गंभीर लाल गुरमुख राम नाम गुण गाए तू अपरंपर सर्व पाल रहाओ बिन साथ न पाए हर का संग बिन गुर मैल मलीन अंग बिन हर नाम ना शुद्ध होए गुर शब्द सलाहे साच सोए. All of the worlds, they have been fascinated and attracted by your Maya, O Vaheguru. I do not see any other at all. You are everywhere. You are the master of all the yogis, the divinity of the divine. Serving the Guru's feet, the name of God is received. O my beauteous, deep, profound, beloved God, as Gurmukh, I keep singing your praises, your Naam. You are infinite, you are the supporter of all beings. Pause. Without the holy saint, association with Vaheguru cannot be obtained. Without the Guru, one's very fibre remains stained with dirt. Without God's name, one cannot become immaculate. Through the word of Guru Shabad, let us sing praises of true God. जाको तू राखी राखनहार सतगुरु मिलावे करहै सार बिख हो में ममता पर हराए सब दुख बिना से राम राय उत्तम गत मित हर गुण शरीर गुरमत प्रगटे राम नाम हीर लिव लागी नाम तज दूजा पाओ जन नानक हर गुर गुर मिलाओ. O Saviour, O Vaheguru, that person whom you seize, you lead such a person to meet with Satguru, true Guru, and takes care of him. You take away all the poisonous egoism and attachment, and you dispel all sufferings, O Supreme God. One state and condition are sublime. Vaheguru's glorious virtues permeates through one's body. Through the word of Guru's teachings, the diamond of God's name is revealed. One is lovingly attuned to the Naam and gets rid of love of duality. O Vaheguru, O Nanak, let me, your servant, meet with the Guru. बसंत महला पहला मेरी सखी सहेली सुनो पाए मेरा पिर रिसालो संग साए ओ अलख न लखिए कहो काए गुर संग दिखायो राम राय मिल सखी सहेली हर गुण बने हर प्रभ संग खेले वर कामन गुरमुख खोजत मन मने रहाओ. O my friends and companions, listen with the love in your heart. My husband God is incomparably beautiful and he is always with me. He is unseen, he cannot be seen. How can I describe him? The Guru has shown me that my great God is with me. Joining together with my friends and companions, I am adorned with God's glorious virtues. The sublime soul brides play with their God. The Gurmukhs look within themselves. Their minds are filled with faith. Pause. Manmukhi duhagan nahi peo. Oh kat kat rave sarv preo. Gurmukh thir chine sang deo. Gur naam diraya jap japeo. बिन गुर भगत न पाओ होए बिन गुर संत न संग दे बिन गुर अंधले तंद रोए मन गुरमुख निर्मल मल शब्द खोए गुर मन मार्यो कर संजोग एनिस रावे भगत जोग, गुर संत सभा दुख मिटै रोग, जन नानक हर वर सहज जोग। The self-will manmukhs, they suffer in separation and cannot understand the secret. The beloved God celebrates in all hearts. The Gurmukh remains stable knowing that God is always with him. The Guru has implanted the Naam within me. I chant it and meditate on it. Without the Guru, devotional love does not come within. Without the Guru, one cannot be blessed with the society of saints. Without Guru, the blind person cries, entangled in worldly affairs. The mortal who becomes Gurmukh becomes pure. The word of Shabad washes away all the filth. When the mortal is united with the Guru, then one can subdue one's mind and day and night taste the yoga of devotional worship. Associating with the Saint Guru, all the suffering ends. O Nanak, your servant merges with husband God in the yoga of intuitive ease effortlessly. बसंत महला पहला, आपे कुदरत करे साज, सच आप निबेड़े राज राज। गुरमत उत्तम संग साथ, हर नाम रसायन सहज आत। मत बिसरस रे मन राम बोल, अपरंपर अगम गोचर गुरमुख, हर आपे तुलाय तुल तोल रहाओ। By his creative power, the God has fashioned the creation. As the King of Kings, he himself administers true justice to everyone. The most sublime word of Guru's teachings is always with us. The wealth of God's name, the source of nectar, is easily acquired. Let us chant the name of God. Never forget this, O my mind. The God is infinite, inaccessible, incomprehensible. His weight cannot be weighed. He himself allows the Gurmukh to weigh him. Pause. Guru charan sare vehi gur sikh tor, gur sev tare taj mer tor। नर निंदक लोभी मन कठोर, गुर सेव ना पाई से छोर छोर। गुर तुठा बख्शे भगत पाओ, गुर तुठे पाइयै हर महल ठाओ। पर हर निंदा हर भगत जाग, हर भगत सुहावे करम भाग। Your Gursikhs serve at the Guru's feet, O Vaheguru. Serving the Guru, they are carried across this terrifying ocean. They abandon all distinction between mine and yours. The slanderous and greedy people, they remain stone-hearted. Those who do not love to serve the Guru, they live their life like thieves. When the Guru is pleased with someone, then he blesses the mortals with loving devotional worship of Vaheguru. When the Guru is pleased with someone, then the mortal obtains a place in the mansion of Vaheguru's presence. So let us renounce all slandering and awaken in devotional worship of God. Devotion of God is wonderful. It comes through good karma and destiny। गुर मेल मिलावे करे दात, गुर सिख प्यारे दिनस रात। फल नाम प्राप्त गुर तुस दे, कहो नानक पावे विरले के। The Guru unites in union with the God and grants the gift of the Naam. The Guru loves his Sikhs day and night. They obtain the fruit of the Naam when the Guru's favor is bestowed. O Nanak, those who receive it are very rare. बसंत महला तीजा एक तुकार, साहिब पावे सेवक सेवा करे। जीवत मरै सब खुल धरै, तेरी भगत न छोड़ू क्या को हसै। साच नाम मेरे हृदय वसै रहाओ। जैसे माया मोह प्राणी गलत रहे, तैसे संत जन राम नाम रवत रहे। मैं मूरख मुग्ध ऊपर करहो दया, तौ शरणागत रहो पया। कहत नानक संसार के ने फल कामा, गुर प्रसाद को पावे अमृत नामा। When it is pleasing to our God and Master, then His servants serve Him. Such a servant remains dead while yet alive and redeems all his ancestors. I shall not renounce your devotional worship, O Vaheguru. What does it matter if people laugh at me? The true name abides within my heart. Pause. Just as the mortal remains engrossed in attachment to Maya, so does the God's humble saint remains absorbed in God's name. I am foolish and ignorant, O Vaheguru. Please be merciful to me. May I remain in your sanctuary. O Nanak, worldly affairs are fruitless. Only by Guru's grace can one receive the nectar of Naam, the name of Vaheguru.